but we haven't got the alternative clinics really in place yet. So what is nutritional therapy? So basically, are these on the pamphlets, are they, Claire? These, did we put some of the, no, okay. So I was going to cover Max Gerson, Dr. Zebby, Bruce Stockton, Dr. Rory Heinze, Mary Fallon, Dr. Otto Workwood, and Joanna Goodwin. So the whole idea really is to show people, other doctors and other health representatives all over the world that are doing things to do with nutritional therapy. So again, to educate people and to get them to see that there are other things outside of the mainstream narrative. So that was one thing. Preventative medicine. Can anyone give me an example?
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, yes, the sunlight, yes. Okay, so one of them I've got here now is Ayurvedic. Is Ayurveda? So that, yeah, so that's an Indian, I believe it's Indian, isn't it? It's an Indian way of looking at homeopathy holistically and helping the human body. Now, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on that, I'm not at all. I fluctuate and I use certain herbs that are Ayurvedic and I know what they do. But again, you know, further on it would be nice to have someone who is an expert in Ayurvedic come here, and as we move forward, if the people want that type of thing, then we have an expert that comes here and talks about Ayurvedic medicine. Okay, so this is how our vision of this is going to grow. So we do a basic one tonight to introduce a little bit, to give you a rough idea of where we're coming from, to give a little bit of knowledge to the different topics, and then we get experts coming in. For example, my colleague, which is one of the professional Bristol, she can come in and talk about hemp. And then, depending on what subjects or what topics of interest, we get 3 speakers in, and that's how we want to approach things really. How am I doing for time?
Sounds a bit about hemp.
Yeah, so I'm going to get to hemp now. Let me just do alternatives quickly. We've got aerosol cannabis oil, another one. Everyone knows these days that cannabis oil helps with certain treatments. Okay, still, you know, the results are there and the evidence is there, but it's not mainstream yet. Okay, a lot of people use cannabis oil at the moment. Okay, and I do believe that it's something that should be looked at so that it's accessed to everybody. My company's actually working now on getting a medical cannabis license, but they're really difficult to get hold of. Okay, so we'll leave the health for a minute there now. Okay, I don't know about the food one. We have, unfortunately, the food one is going to be all visual, isn't it?
But you can explain about Boston.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone can see that. We've been using Boston, which at one stage had a really bad problem there socially, everything you can think of is going on there. Gangs, drugs, everything, places in chaos. They then decided that they were going to have a big sort of community reshape of the place, and their things here, these oases of green are tended and cared for by local residents and have a source of neighbourhood pride that connect people and place. They turn neighbours into friends, strengthen family bonds and traditions, and inspire joy in the shared work of growing fresh, healthy and delicious food. Together they create a thriving neighbourhood asset that benefits everyone in the community. So that's their statement.
Whose statement, sorry?
This is Boston Gardens.
Boston.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Is this Istanbul?
No, this is in America.
This is in America, Boston Community Gardens.
So we're trying to give an example of something that's really turned their community around. And what they did was they got all the gang members, all the guys who sell all the drugs, they've got them all integrated into the community. So you've got, there's no ethical, there's no, you know, depending on, you know, there's no issues with colour, there's no issues with age. They're just all helping each other to create safe spaces in the community. So again, just get, yeah, they've got 175 community gardens in Boston, 100 special places, 56 separate gardens, and 47,000 acres in all. They've just turned the whole place over. They do vegetable gardens, pocket park, combination gardens, gathering space, garden workshops, native plants, seeding sales, arts and exhibitions, hiking, family fun, barnyard story hour, stroller walks, artful play, cow connection, animal connections.
How long is that taking?
Funny?
How long is that taking to?
I think they've been at it a couple of years now.
Just a couple of years?
Yeah.
There's a community garden just up in Maesgellan. I was down in Cardiff with the two women that run the community garden and the community centre up in Maesg. They were phenomenal women. They were out there bringing food to the community. The community could get involved and go and grow their own veg, and that's literally on your doorstep.
Yeah,
You don't have to go to America for it.
It's
It's
like
up
the
the road.
festival, yeah, like the sports centre, there's loads
Yeah.
going on at the festival.
They, yeah. Sorry.
No, that's cool. So there's one in my turban at the moment as well, yeah? So the whole idea is any space that's empty, we put that food in. So now in Boston now, basically there's free food all the time. So any homeless now, they've got free food. They just go, but they've taught them not to be greedy, and this is what I really like. They know that there's loads of food there, and none of them go and steal and sell the food on or whatever. They've managed to get it so that everyone integrates really nicely with it, which I think is really cool as well. Yeah. There's no stealing there, they've managed to get rid of all the hiccups there. You know? Okay, so I'm going to move on to hemp quickly now. I don't know if people can see that. They are the hemp fields. I'm really sorry about this projector, really. But, yeah,
Does anybody want me to whiz round with that? Do you need it?
So
Yeah.
basically, hemp now is being tested as a feasibility study for the Welsh Government in Aberystwyth University. So they've got a specific academic team now, so Julia Davidson is running that. And the woman in the picture with me there is Heledd, she's from the BBC. She also is an expert on Welsh history. So hemp in Welsh is called cwrch, and if you go to Machynlleth you have pant cwrch and you have cwm cwrch, just to name two. So we've checked into it, and cwrch hemp was grown in Machynlleth 3,000–4,000 years ago. And we've managed to look at certain aspects of the land and all these different things, and we've come to sort of these, to sort of rough idea of how long it's been here. So it's an indigenous plant. The animals and the livestock originally would have been foraging on hemp, so it would have been in our food chain as well, because it's perfect for protein, because it's full amino acid, you know, it's full branched chain amino acid, and it's excellent really for health and protein as well. Now, they grew 7 different hemp plants, and they are also the seed bank for, I think it's the UK now, Bristol, if I believe rightly. Again, the whole idea is to educate, really, to show people how the fibre and how the plant itself gets processed, dried, processed. You've got the processing mechanism there, and then it gives you an example of how it makes a hemp brick to make a house. And you don't need, what else do they say? Yes, you don't need two walls, do you?
No, you don't, no.
You just need one wall when you're building a house. You don't need that gap in the middle. Just excuse me, I'm not a builder. Yeah, you don't need the width because it's completely breathable and it's fire retardant and everything, so it does everything for you, you know, hemp. It's an amazing plant, really.
That's why they license it, so keep it off us.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so again, some examples, and I do apologise because this should have been, you know, this is the interest part for everyone, really. So you can get the fibre and turn it into pellets. You melt the pellets into a mould, and then you can make plant-based polymers with it, then, which is plastic. So hence the plane is made out of hemp. So this, you see where I'm coming from now? You let the farmers have this, which the government has said is viable, feasible, desirable, sustainable. And then you then have a supply chain that can go into all these areas. You'd have entrepreneurs appearing all over Wales, and you would have different small businesses catering for a hemp industry in Wales. Because you've got everything that we're wearing now and everything that's here now can be made out of hemp. So all you need is different little companies doing their little thing, and then it's part of our supply chain. The GDP will go up, and it's viable. Every 12 weeks you get a crop, and they've got a seed that can grow in the winter, so you get 3 crops a year. Okay, so you've got to think now. We live in an agricultural country where we've got loads of empty fields. So you potentially, once you get that up and running, the finance side of it is massive. And we've got so many empty big buildings that we could just turn into the processing plants anyway. So we don't have to build new buildings and things like that.
There's a thing with the drying it, isn't it?
It is, it has to be dried quickly because it'll get mouldy. You know, there was a hemp car made in 1920s by Henry Ford, but because it was run on hemp oil, it would have taken away money from the oil industry and from diesel. Now the vehicle itself was made out of hemp as well and run on hemp. So potentially we could make our own cars here and we would run it on a hemp seed oil. So we would need to import oil from somewhere else once it was up and running correctly. Okay. CBD is from the flower, just so that people, and then obviously what it does for the soil, this can be hard because it's obviously on the lot. So. Okay, how are we doing for time, Claire? I know I'm right. It's got 50,000 industrial uses, so you can make everything that you can think of with every single part of the plant is usable. Everything. Even the roots, you can turn it into pellets and it feeds animals. And then on energy, it's heat, you can make heat from it, you can make electricity from it, you can make biogas, you can make bioethanol, and you can make biodiesel, all from that one plant. Okay, it's phenomenal. They've also now made super compressors, so basically you can make a battery out of hemp. So you don't have to go like Elon Musk is at the moment destroying huge quarries to get lithium out of there, because lithium is not sustainable and they're the biggest mines in the world. Lithium is in the batteries right now, whereas you could have a hemp battery. And I do believe that the original Tesla guy has got the IP for it. So whether Elon Musk has got the IP, I don't know. Okay, and I think that basically, has anyone got any questions on hemp or anything? I do apologise I haven't got the
Hey ho.
hey ho.
I'd like to know how it affects I love it, I think it's pretty awesome. Imagine UK being the first place ever to but how does it affect the wildlife? You know, birds and...
Yeah, so basically it doesn't put some manure on it once, and that's it. You leave it. It doesn't need to be managed. It creates its own ecosystem, microcosm, whatever you want to call it, and it works. It puts each nitrogen back into the soil, so it's great as a rotational crop.
So it'd be good for the worms
Yeah,
and
so
falcons.
it also grows in soil that has water, so any damp soil it'll still grow by water. Also, if the soil is contaminated with chemicals, it will draw it out. So your soil is clean within a year to 2 years. Yeah.